How's everybody doing? My name is Kurt Friedrich, and welcome to episode 30 of TNT Stocks. Today's actual date is October 19th, 2025. The simulated date is June 1st of 2027. It was kind of a roller coaster week this week for our portfolio, but it was in a positive way. But when I do say roller coaster, it went way up and then it came down a little bit, but it did end the week or did end this episode on a positive note. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our criteria disclaimer and then start unpacking all the events from since the last episode. All right, so criteria. We do one video per week. We'll simulate 1 month. I will create videos when available at home, not while traveling on Army Reserve duty or vacations. Any week with a missed video will not be considered a simulated month. Each video will simulate loading $100 to the TNT Stocks account. All stocks bought in the simulation are actual companies with their actual end-of-week closing stock prices. Stocks can be sold between episodes at certain prices per personal strategies. This month we bought 3 stocks at the price range of $5 to $60. So let us see what $100 per video will look like over time. All right, the disclaimer. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. I'm not qualified or certified to give professional investment advice. Day trading has high risks involved. Any gain or loss is at your personal risk. Past performances do not guarantee success in future stock purchases. It is highly recommended that you do your own due diligence when it comes to deciding which stocks you will purchase. All right, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into our portfolio. All right, so what we see here again is the first half of our portfolio. Again, like I say in all the previous videos, I split this up into 2 different slides because if I try to combine it all on one slide, it will be congested, small, most likely blurry on your screen, even if you're using a monitor, and hard to read and make out who is doing what. So I split it up in 2 halves. So this being the first half, you'll see not a whole lot of movement here. So we'll just start from the top and work our way down. You see that AGL, our highest money loser, still holds that position. It closed at 96 cents, which is, I believe, less than it was on the last video. This AGL did make a resurgence this past week, but I think it did end on a lesser note than what it was previously. So still continuing to be an eyesore on our portfolio, and as I say in the last several ones, it's probably going to remain an eyesore for quite a while because we're not going to sell it until it at least comes up to $2, and then at that point we're going to cut our losses and let it go and take what hit we take. And then it is what it is. But until then, going to continue being eyesore. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like seeing it as our oldest line item is our top or our highest money loser. But just being real with our portfolio and being consistent, we just got to live with the old strategy I was using. It didn't work, and we get to continue to see how it did not work. Hopefully it'll make a jump back sometime soon so we can cut sling load with it and get it off the screen. But until then, it is what it is. Moving a little bit further down, METTC, this one also had a big roller coaster ride, and I think this one is also ending a little less than what it was on the previous video, but it did jump to like over 300% increase, and you see right now it's at 283%. So it may continue. Maybe it's reached its peak and it's going to start coming down. We're nowhere near ready to sell it, so we're still going to hold on to it for a little while. May continue to come down more, so we're just going to kind of keep riding the wave. But if it starts getting too crazy and starts dropping too drastically, then yeah, we'll let it go and cash in on it. And as you see, it is our top money maker. If we did sell it at closing, we would have gained over $100 on METTC. So when I showed that one back in July, I hope you guys purchased some of it, and I hope you are all benefiting from METC company. What we call Romeco Resources Incorporated. Moving on to the next slide. So one thing you'll see here is we didn't have any just sold. So as I mentioned, basically, or as I mentioned about how the week was a roller coaster, yeah, it went way up. It did go up quite a bit, and then it did come down. But when it did come down, it was just basically correcting itself from what it did previously. But as I said, it still ended on a high note. And we'll get to that here in a minute when we talk about our over-under. So you see we do have some here on the negatives. That's okay. You know, it just kind of is what it is right now, but hopefully in the coming weeks they'll move into the positive. I will say that in the last video I commented about SATS, how I'm kind of nervous about that. So that one I want to watch closely. You see it's down almost $5. This is one that it just jumped greatly several months ago, and well, a little over a month ago, and we sold it high, and it seemed to after that it still continued to grow. So we purchased some more of it, hoping or wanting to see it continue to grow. From my experiences, sometimes when these stocks do well and they jump up real high and are able to maintain it, they continue to increase. Sometimes they taper off and then they start falling down. With SATS or SATS, we're going to see what it does. If it continues to drop greatly, then we will let it go before it goes too much. But you also see it's only down negative, a little over 2%. So it's still doing pretty well. CVI you see is a little bit of a concern. It looks like it's down 7%. So that one is also one we may go ahead and let go here in the near future, depending on what it does this week. But moving on with what we just bought, you see PAR Pacific Holdings Incorporated common stock, one share at $35.30. FYBR Frontier Communications Parent Incorporated, one share at $37.53. And then TIGO Millicom International Cellular SA, one share at $47.24. And then just going back, you see where we have purchased some of that in the past, the TIGO. We have an overall gain of almost $10 on it. And it's up 25% here, almost 26% here back in the end of May. So this is another one. We're kind of like SATS. We're going to go ahead and purchase some more of it, give it a try, and see if it continues to move in the right direction and grow. So that's what we have for our portfolio. You see, well, continuing on, I'm sorry, I left a little part out here. So all total, we have 108 shares in our portfolio. And if we were to sell everything on Monday morning at opening, we would have a gain of $176. And that's the key thing, that key takeaway from this video. Moving on to the next slide, you see our over-under. Previously, it was $125. Now we're up to $175. So we rose by $50 on our over-under. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big movement. It's almost, $50 out of 200. That's more than 25% of an increase. If my public math is right, that's more than a 25% increase over the past, since the past video. So pretty big move. I'm pretty happy to see that. At one point, it was well over $200 of an increase, and I was, in all honesty, I was really hoping it was going to stay there and really have some something big jump like you see some of these in previous months where we had big jumps. I was hoping for another one of those, but like I said, Thursday, Friday, it started coming back down, but we still ended on the with a gain on this slide. And then on top of that, we also just set a record. Our previous record was $155, and now our current record is $175, or $176. well, $176.90 to be exact. I kind of round things off here in these videos to simplify it. So pretty cool to see. Moving on, you see our income. This one, well, we can now finally say we had a month where we did not move in the wrong direction. So we broke that string of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months we moved in the wrong direction. We stayed flat this time. In all honesty, I will take a stay flat over moving in the wrong direction again. And this is basically because we didn't sell anything. So let's hope in the next, between now and the next video, if we sell anything, we sell something on positive, and we bring this back from negative $20 back onto the right side of the dollar amount that we want to be on. And then of course, take home that stayed flat as well because well, since we didn't sell anything in the positive, means we didn't take anything home. So just another just a month where we just you know, stays flat and nothing to pocket yet. But as you saw on the portfolio slides, we do stand the potential of really having some take home sometime in the near future when we sell some of those, like METC. If we sold that, just think about how high this thing would jump. As of right now, it would jump $50 because we take home half of whatever we sell in the positive. We take home half of it and then reinvest the other half of it. And here's what we have total investment, a little over $2,200, $2,240. This one is starting to move back up in the right direction. And this slide is basically all those, what it was, 108 shares, what we purchased, what we bought those at, oh, I'm getting my tongue twisted here. The shares at their purchasing price is what this slide examples. This one is always going to move up, but since in stock market investing, you always want to buy low and sell high. This one we do what kind of want it to be as flat as possible, but again, it is always going to move up in the upward direction. And then here's what we have total in our total portfolio. If we were to sell everything right now at the closing price, here's what we'd be looking at, pocketing about $2,800, $2,846 to be exact. And this slide, we've always wanted to be moving in the upward direction. If it ever moves in the downward direction, that means the market is in really big trouble. So let's keep seeing it move in the upward direction. And then here's the combined over/under income take home, nicknamed the spaghetti slide. And the only real difference here again is over/under. Taking that big jump in the upward direction. And again, that shows that really illustrates the health of our portfolio. We always want that to be on the positive side. You see on the past, it was on the negative side. But yeah, it really shows the health of our portfolio. And this one kind of really just shows the health of it overall, where the income being on the negative side does hurt. We don't want to see that. So yeah, let's hope that moves back onto the positive side sometime soon. And of course, the combined of the invested in total, these two will generally run parallel to each other, but you see they're kind of starting to separate a little bit, which is not a bad thing because you know, you want to buy low, and then as the shares grow and increase, the total that we have in our portfolio should pull away from it. And as you see, that is happening there. All right, so that's what we got for the slides, and here's everything kind of combined together without the legend at the bottom. So if this is starting to look congested, and it's fine on my monitor, but I think it's like a 32-inch monitor that I use. Maybe not that big. Maybe, yeah, that's not 32 inches. That's just looking at about 24 inches. So mine, it looks fine, but if you're looking on the laptop, or a small monitor, it may look all congested, but on this one, this is really where I want to just kind of show everything together. And you see at the bottom, everything as it was previously. We have 108 shares in our portfolio. If we sold everything on Monday morning, it'd be $176.90. So yeah, that's what I got for this episode. Good week. Moved in the right direction, as you can see. So I hope that you all are able to get some useful information out of these videos. Let's hope that the next one is also moving in the right direction. Let's have a good week in the market. So with that being said, good stock hunting. And until the next video, don't forget to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. All of the above. And until the next episode, take it easy.